drill bit's too big for me to have a nice precision hole. So what do? Well, I guess what we're going to do is just precision ream it. Just take out little bits at a time. And we'll just let so we can get our precision center, preserve our precision center as much as possible here. There we go. Just going to thread on there. Okay, good. Alright, so what we want to do is just take the drillable, and there we go, I did it. There we go. Now. Perfect. Perfectamundo. Alright, so now we're going to need some washers. Big washers, spreader washers on this thing before we're done here. We'll have to make them, I guess. We want to spread this plastic out all the way with a metal washer. In the meantime, I'm going to give it a test run. I won't spin it up all the way. In there. Get it up in there. Get it in. Put it in. Are you making inferences? No. Yeah, you are. You're making late night inferences on YouTube. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. I'm not making any inferences. Just put it in there. How are you going to get in there? You can't reach your hand in there. You're going to break the thing. You defeat the whole purpose of it. Probably going to have to reinforce that anyway before you're done, so it don't break there. Okay. Anyway, come on. Oh, come on now. Get it in there. See the guitars in the distance, waiting to be played. The guitars are waiting to be played, and I'm playing with this cup. Why am I playing with this cup? Well, because I need a model. I broke the other one before I got to show you anything. Oh, the one Friday, the Friday the 10th? Yeah, I think it was the 10th. Yeah, I was showing Gary. We were showing Gary. Anyway, so in that one, you really couldn't see much because we didn't show much. We just told you about it. Horizontal, angular momentum produces centrifugal force against the centripetal zone, which is at an angle to the centrifugal force, therefore causing the Euler force. The Euler force causes it to migrate towards the larger end of the taper, ultimately having it escape out of the taper At that point, the horizontal angular momentum, here we go, becomes linear momentum. And the linear momentum then, oh, nice, to a good balance. Okay, good, perfect. All right, now we put the rest together. We need our spacer. We should put that heavy. That's heavy. We should put that in there because it's not going to be perfectly balanced here. And then we need our nuts. Anyway, so yeah, the horizontal angular momentum is converted into linear momentum. The Coriolis force causes this. And so this linear momentum carries its conserved momentum through to a vertical, a centripetal zone, which then extracts its conserved momentum in centrifugal force against the centripetal zone. We get vertical angular momentum. That vertical angular momentum is immediately then taken back across as it's absorbed back in across a very wide radius after it's gone across a very tight radius to subtract the centrifugal force from it. Then the wide radius goes across at a slower velocity because the conserved momentum has been extracted and made into work. Okay, so therefore that work can be made to work. And then we can tighten that a little. Okay, now this should spin up. We do have a little bit of, this is not a precision experiment. It is strong enough to at least handle that RPM. We don't want to spin it much faster than that, but we can now. Let's find out what kind of revolutions it takes to get this thing, to get maybe one of my little BBs here, one of my little steel bearings. Let's use one of the small ones so it's not so much force. Until we put a ball bearing in there, until we put some spreader washers on there. Okay, so let's find out, let's spin it up slow, find out how much force it's going to take. Okay, okay, there it is right there. Okay, you see it in there? Euler force causes it to rise. What happens is you go fast enough and it goes out of there. So yeah, we can get it spin it fast enough to have it escape. Yes, we can. Okay, we're going to do that. Watch this, but I need to get out from underneath it. I don't want to. We got this padding here, so this bed padding right here. All right, here. We want to set this up. I don't want to be anywhere near it. I'm just going to send that BB out some direction. I don't know, but you'll see it. You'll see the demonstration of the Euler force right now. So you've seen centrifugal force. You've seen the centripetal force. The centripetal force that's causing the centrifugal force. That's the force that the cup is providing against the ball bearing as it's going around. All right, so I'm gonna bias it, let gravity help it a little. when it escapes, so it's going to go towards the mattress. Okay. All right, so we're going to spin this up, and I'll spin it. I got to spin it up first and get it like halfway up, and then I can lean it in. Because after it's halfway up, it's kind of disconnected from gravity. So it's starting to climb in the Euler force. There it is. Okay, there it is. All right, see the ball bearing halfway up? Okay. Actually, here, you know what? Oh, it escaped, and I didn't even see it go. Darn it, because I leaned over. You know what? I'm going to just put this camera on my head. Let's see. No, I don't know. Here. Right here. Looking down a little. On the table, and a little flexi tripod. They're really great, but they're kind of a pain in the ass too. Okay, so now I'm sitting on the floor, away so I can be down low. Okay, is that good? You can put that right there. Okay, so that'll work. All right, I can have my eyes turned away, so when the thing goes kaplowy, wowie wowie out of there from the centrifugal force against the centripetal zone causing Euler force, then to arrive at Coriolis force and the horizontal angular momentum converting into linear momentum. And then, okay, it's starting to climb out of there. Here we go. Here we go. There it goes. Did you see it go? Ping! It went off. Ping! Let's do another one. Oh, what we want to do now here, we're going to do this demonstration. There it is right there. I'm going to do this demonstration. See that, BB? See this thingy? It's not just a bell, but listen to the bell. This bell's important because this bell is a very tight radius, which is the centripetal zone for these BBs. When they come out of here, now, you might say, oh, what's this serve? Well, you know, see the actual one that I'm building out of cutting them by hand out of junk, sheet metal, cutting the pole pieces out by hand. And then we're recycling wire, magnet wire. There's 1, 2, I think maybe 3 ought to be enough. All right, and then what we want to do is we're going to show you, by the way, we got a scale. There's 3 of these BBs. Here's a little scale, a supreme weigh scale. Let's do this. Let me show you this. Okay, so this little supreme weigh scale, we set the tare. We need to know what this is. 3 of these BBs is 8.1 grams. So it's yeah, 8.1 grams. This thing is, reset the tare, this thing is 101 grams. So this is like 10 times heavier. 10 times. 101 grams versus 8.3 grams. Okay? So now, we will do the math later. We'll explain to you exactly what RPM. 8.3 grams. Well, let me tell you how the math works. You convert it to SI units first. And we take this diameter right there. And we go, well, no, this diameter, measure it. We don't know it yet. And we go, okay. We take that diameter and we figure out what that circumference is. All right? And once we know that circumference, we know that distance. Circumference equals distance. Then we go, okay. We can figure out exactly how much centrifugal force using that math by taking the velocity. We have to know the RPM too. in revolutions per second. Okay? Alright, now, this goes on there. There's a space there underneath. I'm going to show you that the BBs can come right out the hole. Okay, right into the doodah. So it's not from this effect. It's actual centrifugal force having that lift off of there when it goes. You'll see it happen right now. As soon as I find the other two BBs. 3 BBs. Okay, first, let me show you what happens when there's no BBs. Okay, no BBs. Okay, it just falls off of there. I mean, it'll if I gotta get it on the right. It's not balanced very well. I need to make a better cradle thingy, but it'll start slow. Okay, it just hangs out there. Okay, so now put the BBs in. Okay. This thing might be a little too tall. The other one was short, and it really worked well. This one might throw it before it ever gets off of there. Yeah, so it needs a way to, it's going to throw that metal thing off of there because it's not centered before the BBs ever do. Yeah, see? Alright, anyway, so that's why that's not a good experiment. See? The other one was better. It fit on there, and it fit on there real nice. And it was a real wide taper, so the stuff escaped at a lower RPM. But for this motor thing that we're building, that we're cutting the pieces out of sheet metal and getting our wire from scrap, salvaging our wire out of dead motors and dead fans and dead whatevers, and like things like some of it, deflection yokes. We're going to get some of the wire from deflection yokes. But yeah, so with sheet metal, boom, cutting our pole pieces, so every piece of it out of that. And ultimately, the way it works is, see, it uses the mass fluid, basically a ferrofluid. We're making our ferrofluid from scratch. Here's a little sample of the magnetic material that we're using in our foundation of our ferrofluid. This is crushed up magnet. It responds to magnetic fields. It responds to magnetic fields, Sabrina. Huh, don't it? It's fun to play with. It's really fun. They have toys you can buy that use the ferrofluid and magnets. You play with it and stuff. A little glass cylinder. I'll put some in this cup. And you can see it. I got another video. Oh, here it is. There it is. Anyway, so let's spin that for a second. Watch that in here. It does spreads out. Watch again. We can put the camera right down the middle. Bump it up on one side first. Now watch how it automatically finds its center of balance. Whoa! Uh-oh, I hit the trigger a little hard there, didn't we? Anyway, there's an example of centrifugal force. Kind of excessive. Now we got to pick up all our mass fluid, huh? That'll be easy to pick up, watch. We'll just take our little magnet, wherever you went to. We're sitting on Oh, he's stuck right there. So we got to take our little magnet and just run it all over the whole place and pick up all of our mass fluid again. Mass material. Anyway, so yeah, ultimately, it's electromagnets. This spherical magnet I got represents all of the mass fluid. It sprayed everywhere, didn't it? Anyway, I need to find a better a metal cup would be the ideal. The right size of metal cup to make my little model to demonstrate how the motor works. Basically, it's a Vortacieal Accelerator that it's a large mass accelerator. It accelerates material. Now, what's weird, it did it really, well, I think I was shielding most of it. I didn't get much over here. Okay, anyway, so that was quite interesting to watch that explode on me because my finger got a little heavy on the trigger by accident before I ever put any washers in it. For this demo, the angle relationship for this thing that's too steep. I need to have it give up the goose a little sooner. But for the actual motor, it's not too steep. Because for the actual motor, we need orders of magnitude of velocity when it comes out of that accelerator. So that's linear velocity is orders of magnitude, its relative mass is orders of magnitude above its actual mass. So we need 1 kilogram to weigh relative mass-wise to be equal to let's say 100 kilograms or more, 1,000 kilograms. 1,000 to 1. 1,000 to 1 is a good ratio. 1,000 to 1 means we can spoosh off 1 kilogram of mass and have it do 500 kilograms worth of work. And have another 500 kilograms worth of leeway. That's why we be able to go visit Jupiter. You need to have plenty of extra. So what it takes here on Earth to lift, say, 1,000 kilograms. Oh, well, I'm sorry, here. Yeah, well, let's do multiples. In order to have a functional motor, in order to have anything functional, it's got to have more thrust than it weighs. And it's got to be able to produce enough thrust more than it weighs. Sabrina, right? Are you listening to this? This is important. A rocket motor, a helicopter, a biased kinetic force propulsor, no matter what it is, has to be. Oh, even if it's that Nassasi thruster that uses the superconducting material and a permanent magnet, that one will not pick itself up against gravity. Well, I don't remember, 180 grams to produce 2 grams of thrust. I think that's what it was. Out in space, we're fine. Starts out a steady pace, a little bit of thrust, and it just keeps going all the way to its limit. Which, of course, when it comes to an exhaustive thrust, its limit is whatever it can poop out the back. Right? Isn't that your limit of thrust? No, it's not hers. Sabrina flies using biased centrifugal force or kinetic force propulsion. Let's see. Let me check to see if I got back all my stuff here after I did that fun explosion. I got most of it. I can make more. Anyway, so this goes in the transmission. It's moved by electromagnets. Gets accelerated up the vortice, horizontal angular momentum. Converts to linear momentum at the Coriolis force, and then hits the tight radius, and conserved momentum is absorbed in the conversion to vertical angular momentum. In the process, the byproduct is centrifugal force, which is used as thrust. The material, because of the impending angle that it comes out of the accelerator into the centripetal zone, sets up a recovery that allows for a very wide radius, ultimately converting it back into horizontal angular momentum. To be picked up by the pump or the motor, whatever you want to call it, transmission or the motor, this armature material, my armature. My stator, my armature, my stator, my armature, my stator. Anyway, so yeah, the material, there's a spring and it mixed in with that. It picked up a spring along the way. Anyway, so stuck. To be stuck. It's iron. Of course, that's how it'll go in there. Once it's in there, it's going to be a mess to try to. There's not something easily intended to be taken apart very often. Once it's all put together, it's going to be laminated with epoxy and rivets, and then those main pieces will be bolted together after the windings are put around them. So I need to find something better to make a nice little model, to use these BBs to show the principle, to demonstrate the principle. I'll need something better. Maybe I should just use some glue and fix that other one. This one. Oh, here, there's some more. Picks up off the floor. We're getting it back, most of it. I'll find more later. Alright, let's put that away. Keep it in a medicine bottle. It's real handy. Okay. Alright, now. Anyway. And then I get that by the tons. Because we get our special source. Anyway, so now. Oh, put this in there. So, this one. Where'd the piece go? So the way I broke this one is stubbing my toe on it. You'd think, oh, I did it spinning it up and excessive forces. No, I stubbed my toe and I went kapowie. I know, maybe some PVC glue or something. What do I have? I have PVC glue. Let me try it. There it is. That'll do it. Yeah, this is like off one of those lamps or something. It's a nice angle. It's got a real nice taper. It's a good size. Okay, it's got about the right size for the output to the, yeah, see? Because let me show you what I'm talking about. The impending angle. See? This is important for the whole thing. Not necessarily for this demonstration, but see how it comes out of here? A straight line off of here when it finally comes out. And that straight line, that sets up an impending angle against the centrifugal zone. So it not only creates centrifugal force outward that direction, and that force away from the material that way, but it also gets forced into, or gets kind of pushed into automatically an angle that's ideal for recollecting it in the big one, and in the actual thing. Let's remind you, this is just a model. This is a model demonstration. Okay, drill powered model, not magnetic, not a magnetic motor in itself, which ultimately the finished one is a magnetic motor and transmission into itself as a whole, a single unit. Okay, so anyway, yeah, let's rig this up. Give me a minute to figure this out. So we'll drill a hole down the middle. Now, the bolt, put this bolt in. Did I drill it big enough? No, I'm going to ream it a little more. There's nothing for a washer to work, so there's no point in putting a washer. But we'll get our strength from filling this hole. That's something like maybe the spring will fill it. No, it didn't. Okay, so we need a different kind of spacer in there. Something that'll fill up that hole. Take up that space. Oh, I just wonder if we could do this. Maybe. That wouldn't be very stable though. That could slip its widget. As long as it was tight, it would stay. As long as that's tight, that would stay in there, but it could easily slip its widget and it wouldn't be no more. So let's see, what have we got? Find. What do we have? Well, lo and behold, I found something. This right here. This socket. And it goes right on there. What we want to do is, for maximum strength, we'll put it onto the small side outward. So it's got two small sides, the one here and the one here. Okay, there it is. See, that'll be real nice. And then we need another. We'll lose that spring, I guess. That's not an equation, but we need a little more spacing here. We got some nut. Yeah, just put some nut in here. Some nut. Yeah, just put some nut. Put some nut on it, and then put that, yeah, see, that washer. There it is. Success. Okay, there we go. Ow. Itchy face. Damn hair itches, see? That's what causes itchies. Hairs. Back. Yeah, that's a different kind of itch. Anyway. Okay. Alright, and then this will be ready to go. It's ready right now. Okay, let's mount her up, see how she runs. It's going to be cool. It'd be fun to look at too. It's all shiny. Alright, drill-powered Vortacieal Accelerator. We have a model. we don't have yet. We've got to modify this. Because this thing, we want that to go in there and center and stand up on there and stay on there when I whip it up. So it stays on there on its own. And so only from the material coming out of this thing will that thing leave this thing. And it demonstrates the lift principle. It doesn't demonstrate how it's actually capable of doing this together. But I can explain that simple. Once it leaves the Vortacieal Accelerator and becomes linear momentum, it's also disconnected from the Vortacieal Accelerator and has its own inertial frame of reference. And that's what makes that work. And that's why it works. It's because I used high school physics and lots of marijuana to figure it out. So now that we've figured it out, the whole challenge is making it work. But that's why we founded Public Space Associations, because we did figure it out. We thought about it, studied, and studied, and studied some more. All the studying we did, not all of it. Oh, just a scratch in the bucket. Just some of the review I did. You go to my website. You'll go to the PSA website, psa.anoldmasterdukes. All right, there we go. We've got us some quality, very quality. And even this, I don't think would take the full brunt of the drill. It don't have to. It's only got to get up like that fast. All right, now, so let's see. Revolutions per second equals frequency. Anyway, or revolutions per minute equals frequency. Anything rotating can be thought of as a frequency. How many times around does that little dot? How many times around, for instance, does that little dot? Alright, so now let's see it with a BB. Let's see how fast we get it to go before. Let's see what speed we get it to turn before it has any edges that'll keep it from escaping out of there. No. Okay, good. So we have a prime condition here for Euler force. There it goes. Whee! Did you see it again? Just watch. 3 BBs. There we go. Demonstrating you. There it goes. See. All right. So now let's do the next thing. Let's fit this thing to this thing. Just like that. So I'm going to take it out of the drill for that. So. Okay. Good. Just put that in the middle. That's about the right spacing off of there. Close. So, that's pretty much it. We just have to do straighten these out. Get the offset or the up step proper. Now hold that right center. One. And then we'll go ahead and set it up like I did the other one. so it actually grips it. There it is. It'll actually hold the weight of the other doodah. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, now, come on, this thing. Need to tighten it up with a hammer, or beat it to death until it's no longer in existence. One or the other. Okay, so now, alright, so we got this plastic cup thing. It's got all this glass on it. It's got these lips.